Hey everybody, welcome to our tutorial on face creation for Crazy Talk Animator 2. We're going to be continuing on from the body creation tutorial here, and I'm going to be showing you how to create two different types of heads. The first will be the sprite-based head, and the second will be the morph-based head. So let's get started. You can see we have our character on screen from the previous tutorial. Let's concentrate on the face. So you can see we still have the sprite-based dummy face from this guy down here. If I go to the facial puppet editor, if I preview this, you can see that his face is animated via sprite replacement. So if I go down here, the mouth sprite is being replaced, and if I blink, you can see his eye sprite is being replaced. We can select a different profile, for example, to see something else. It's a frown, mouth open like that. You can see all the expressions are created through sprite replacement. So this is the first type of head that we're going to recreate. So to do that, let's go into the character composer up here on the left. And now that we are out of stage mode and into composer mode, we can do some modifications to our character. Now in this tutorial, I'm only going to be dealing with a single front-facing 0-degree profile. If you want to learn how to copy that information to other angles, other degrees, you can check out our body creation tutorial on how to do that. The process is exactly the same. So what I'm going to do now is we'll go ahead and just replace, actually we're going to delete the neck since our character's not going to have a neck. We're going to be recreating Mr. Onion here, so he doesn't really have much of a neck. And if I want, I can delete the body parts that I don't want, or the facial parts I don't want as well. So let's go over to the face tab right here, and I can select from this dummy up on the top right here. And we go ahead and select his back hair, his front hair, and delete that. You can see he's kind of going bald here. We can delete his back hair as well. And this character is not going to need any ears as well, so you can see we can select his ear bones from here as well, and just delete that. Select his right ear. Whoops. Let's go to face tab, select his right ear there, and delete that. And he's not going to have a nose either, so I'll just go ahead and select his nose, and we'll delete the nose sprite. Our onion character is only going to have eyebrows, eyes, and a mouth. So first item of business, we want to go about replacing the face. So let's go ahead and select this heads sprite right here. And what I can do now is just go into sprite replacement. So in my sprite editor, you can see that I currently have this head sprite right here. All I need to do is just go ahead and replace this. Now, like I mentioned in the previous tutorial, you have the option to delete this. You can delete the specific pose. You can delete the angle. Deleting the pose will delete this sprite for all of the other angle profiles as well. We don't need to worry about that for now. In this tutorial, we're just going to be replacing. So we'll just replace, and we'll go to our folder for the head, and we'll select his big old onion head right here. And you can see that's quite a massive head. Zoom out a little bit, and what we need to do is just replace, or rather reposition this where we want it to be. So let's go ahead and bring that up. Maybe to about there should be good, and that'll be good for our purposes in this tutorial. And then what we need to do is we need to go about replacing the eyebrows, the eyes, and the mouth. Now the eyebrows, eyes, and mouth, as you can see, if I click on them, they're a little bit more complicated than your conventional body part. So you can see, for example, the eye has many different types of elements in it. There's all these different poses, the smiley, the angry eye, the scared close. These are all different sprites. Now you don't necessarily have to have 13 eye sprites to complete this, to have your character fully compatible with the motion tools. You can see the eyebrow has even more. The eyebrow, if I click on the eyebrow, there's 18 different positions that are default with Crazy Talk Animator, and you can see the mouth has even more. 1 to 22, this normal one here, those are all for the facial expression, and 23 onwards, those are all for the lip sync. So if you want to have a complete character with that's compatible with the automatic facial puppet and automatic lip sync, you're going to replace all of these. So I'll show you how to do one side here. Let's go ahead and start with the eyes right here. So we have the normal eye, and what I want to do is replace this eye. So let's select that, replace, and go to the face right here. And this eye is pretty normal right here. I think that was the right eye. So yeah, there we go. So I'll just go ahead and replace this sprite first. And then let's select the left eye and replace the sprite for the left eye. Now we're doing this for the normal element here, because we want to replace the sprites first, and then we want to reposition the bones. Because obviously the eyes are a little bit too close together right now. So let's go ahead and select the eyebrows, do the same thing. He's going to have some delicious asparagus eyebrows, and we'll select that left one as well. and use this brow right here, and then we'll go ahead and select his mouth. There we go. And we'll select the his mouth is going to be in orange, so he's a very healthy dude. And you can see that yeah, everything's a little too close together. So what we need to do first is we need to go to the sprite editor, and you can see the selection box will change from green to blue, which means we're now in bone editing mode. So in bone editing mode, what I need to do is select each body part, and you can see that the bones appear now once I select the face. And let's move our right eye over here, move that a little bit up, move the left eye maybe about here, and then select those eyebrows. Move those eyebrows where I want them to be. About there should be good, and the mouth can stay put where it is. So that's our basic onion face. Now, the sprites have already been replaced, but like I mentioned, we do need to go and replace all the expressions if we want this character to be compatible with the real-time facial motion tools. So let's go ahead and start with the eye here. So with the eye, again, we're going to go into the sprite editor, and what we need to do is replace all of these different elements right here. So you can kind of get an indicator of what you're supposed to do if you click on the icon right here. Let's just deselect the bones right now so we can get a better look. You can see this one's kind of stretchy, scared, angry. So what you want to do is try and make your replacement eye look similar to that expression. So you can see this one's kind of exerting close. Let's just go ahead and select this one right here, for example. Now you can see we have replaced that sprite. So in his eyes in the exert close position, that's the sprite that's going to show up. And this one will be close. So close, we can just kind of maybe use this one. He's a happy guy, so his clothes will be normal like that. And sad, sad, we can just use something like this one right here again. And, you know, like I said, you don't have to have all of the sprites. You can just kind of be creative. If he's stretching his eye, I'll just maybe use this closed one right here. The scared, we can replace that scared one with this small eye right there. And the scared close can be like this. And the angry one can be the same way. Now, you can also, in addition, you can scale these, so you can kind of like stretch it out like that. If I want it to be larger or smaller, I can do that. In addition, I'll just Control Z that. I can rotate it as well. So, you know, if you want to create different expressions with the limited amount of sprites you have, you can do that as well. I'm just going to continue replacing these sprites for now. And maybe the angry one, we can just use this one as well. Smiley one, of course, will probably be this one. And the happy one, we can use the same one right there. Don't worry too much about replacing all these sprites. You don't really need to if you don't want to. And the angry one, maybe for this last angry one, we can kind of replace the sprite with this one. And this doesn't look angry enough, so we can maybe tilt that down like that. And that'll be the real angry eye right there. So let's move on to the eyebrow now. So we have the right eyebrow selected. And all you need to do is just do the same procedure. So replace all these. I'm not going to be too specific about what I'm doing here when I replace them. Happy, if I have the brow happy, maybe I can you know, tilt it up, something like that. You can always check the name of the element, and that'll kind of give you an indicator of what you're supposed to do with it. Or you can kind of just you know, click to reference the other elements as well. So this one's just raise brow. Just replace that brow like this, and kind of maybe raise the brow up. This one's lower the brow, so we select the brow. We can lower it down, and this one's also lower brow, so do the same thing. And you can always take a look at the values here to if you want to be specific about where you're positioning everything. So this one's kind of raise outer brow, so we can just kind of, you know, twirl that around really easily. I'm just going to kind of do a similar one for each one of these raise outer brows. We don't really need to be too specific. Just kind of replace them one at a time. Scared, maybe if he's scared, you can maybe kind of do something like this. And here's another raised outer brow. There's a lot of different eyebrow positions, but you don't have to necessarily have a different look for each one if you don't want to. Maybe the angry one, for example, we'd have you know, the eyebrow tilted down and maybe a little bit lower or something like that. And here's the raise inner brows. So I'll select this one right here, raise that up, raise another inner brow right here. There we go. And we're just doing the same thing, raise inner brow. I'm not being too creative here, but like I said, if you have more time, you can go ahead and have all the fun you want creating custom expressions. You can go into the stage mode and test them. I'm just gonna give a brief general kind of look, general face profile right here. There we go. So now we have our eyebrows done and our eyes are taken care of. Let's move on to the mouth for the last one, and then I'll just skip the left hand side because that's basically the same process. So you can see we have the normal one here. Now for the mouth, I only have the 3 sprites. So for this, droop lower lip, you can see I have the raise right, raise left. Let's just be creative with these. So I'm going to droop the lip a little bit, and let's go down to the normal mouth. You can see the normal mouth appears like this, but if I want to droop it, I can just rotate it upside down, kind of droop it like that. And this raised lip, this smile one, we can kind of replace that. We can maybe use this mouth smile like this. And we can stretch that out a little bit since we want the smile to be a bit bigger. And, raise the right side, so this is kind of a smirk almost. You can use that smile again. Just rotate that a little bit that way. Raise left. Have the same sprite. Rotate it a little bit that way. And this one's kind of stretching the lips. So we stretch the lips, we select the normal mouth. And then we can just kind of scale this out. Stretch it out like that. That's stretching the lips good enough. Drooping the lips, I can select the same one right here and just kind of flip that one over. So this is drooping right and drooping left. For this one I can, let's see, this one is drooping left, that's drooping that way. So we want to switch this one to that way. Alright, so then there's the drooping left right here. And the bones will always be in the same position as the default facial expression, so don't worry about that. Now raising the chin, maybe we want to select the normal mouth, but we want to actually move the entire sprite upwards. So you can see that, if we compare, drooping lip to raising the chin, you can see the difference in expression right there. And flat lip. Like I said, just be creative with all this stuff. Flat lip, we can just maybe have a normal one. If I stretch the lip, we can use the normal sprite again. And if I want to stretch it, we can just maybe stretch it out like that and just thin the mouth out like that. And funnel lip, we can use, let's see, we have this mouth open right here. And you can sometimes if you get a larger sprite like this, you can just scale that down really easily. And you pay attention, like I said, to the scale values and the position values as well. So sip lip, we can just use the same one, mouth open. Scale that down to around, I think it was 24. And any one of these that are open, we can just, scale this down. We can maybe just even do something like that as well. And have all the fun you want with all of these sprite replacements. Since I only have 3 separate sprites for the mouth, like I mentioned, it's fairly simple for me. I'm just kind of winging it as I go along here. Maybe biting the lip. We can use this one right here. Twirl that around and just kind of scale it up. Looks maybe more like he's biting his lip right there. Opening the mouth. I think for the open mouth one, we only have the single open mouth sprite, so we can just open the mouth like that. Just make sure we're at around 24. I think the scaling was. This one's move jaw left, move jaw right. So this one will just use this normal mouth. Swap that or flip that over, and the same thing for the move jaw right. Swap that over, and you can see the bone position the sprite position maintains the position of its predecessor. So you can see that we have the move jaw right there. We just have the turn jaw down. This is mostly be used for shocked or excited expressions, so this one would be just very suitable for that. And the normal one, we can just replace the normal one with the normal facial sprite right there. And then like I said, that's it for the first 22. That'll cover all of our expressions in the facial puppet tool. Now, like I said, 23 to 30, those are all used for lip syncing, but we'll get to that later. We don't have to cover all those right now. So I'm going to skip ahead to the point where all of the sprites in the entire face have been replaced here. So you can see now we have Onion Dude. You can replace all these sprites with different ones. Replace the eyebrow positions and the mouth and all that stuff. You just select the mouth sprite there. Give them all kinds of different expressions like that, just to test out the position and everything like that. So that's about it for the facial sprite replacement. If you want to create a sprite-based head, that's pretty much all there is to it for the single angle there. And so let's go back into stage mode and test this out. But before we test it, say for example you spent all that time, replacing the sprites. What you probably want to do is save the head. So you want to go to your Content Manager, and in the Actor tab, go to the Custom tab, and into the Head folder right here. And once you have your character selected, just go ahead and press this Add button. And after you've done that, it'll save the head, and you can just go ahead and name it. So we can name it, Sprite Onion. Whoops, Onion like that. And we have that face saved, complete with all the sprites and elements for future use on any other character you want. So then let's quickly test our facial puppet editor right here. So in the facial puppet editor, we can maybe choose any one of these profiles. This scared one right here, you can see that we have his eyes are changing. We can blink them by clicking our mouse. The eyebrow positions are changing, everything like that. We can maybe swap it for a happy one. And all kinds of different expressions that are created, with our character. Here's a scared one, something like that. Alright, so that's basically it for your sprite-based characters. And if you want to adjust, you can also go into the 2D motion key editor as well. And we are in the facial section. And you can see we have different templates like the happy. So you can use these to start off your expressions. Something like a fear, where he's afraid. You can see he looks afraid in different kinds of ways here. And then we have, looks of disgust. You can see some of these, maybe that doesn't look too disgusted, but a lot of these are, just ones that I made up here. So, and then in the modify section right here, the modify tab, you can change one. You can change each facial part individually. So raising the outer brow, raising the cheeks, that will create, maybe we can go back and give them a normal template to start from, neutral template. And then you can see a better example of different effects that different sliders have on your character's face. There's my sip lip, biting the lips, and all that other stuff. So that's basically it for your sprite-based heads. So let's move on to the morph-based heads now. So we'll close that down. And what I want to do is in the character composer or in the stage mode, I can actually go over here and I can go to create face. Now, once I select this, I need to select an image. So you can see that I have my image of my character's face right here. I'm just going to go ahead and open that up. And you can see I have a crude outline of where I want his eyes to be and his mouth. Now, his eyes are going to be replaced with Crazy Talk Animator default template eyes, as well as his mouth. So let's go ahead and go to the next step here. This is just defining the orientation, cropping out what you don't want in the picture. We don't really care about that right now. So let's go to the next step. And in the next step here, what we need to do is just follow this template on the top right here. Very simple, just place these markers, the 4 markers where you want them to be, and go to the next step. And then the next step is more detailed. You're going to be placing all these markers exactly where you want them to be on your character's head. So anything within these markers is going to be included in your character's eventual head. So be aware of that. Just go ahead and do that. Replace the eyebrows. You can also use the mirror option as well, if that's easier for you. If the face is entirely symmetrical, the mirror option is very useful. So his eyebrows are fairly symmetrical. Maybe his eyes are too. Normally, human faces won't be entirely symmetrical, so you'll probably won't want to do that for the human faces. But after this simple alignment has been set up, what you can do now is go to the advanced or the detailed facial mode here. And you can see that now we have a number of different markers that appear, and all we need to do is just bring these ones out. This area right here between the head and these outer boundaries is reserved for the hair. Since Mr. Onion is bald, we don't really need to worry about that in this case. So let's just go ahead and we're using the mirror option again, just to this is a fairly symmetrical onion, not entirely symmetrical, but fairly close. So we can turn off the mirror in this lower area here, for example. and just make sure that we get everything we need within the marker area right there. We look pretty good. Let's put on the mirror again and adjust the eyes. See if we can cheat a little bit on the eyes with the mirror option. Now I want to place these markers outside this black line that I've drawn, because everything within the marker area here is going to be replaced by a template Crazy Talk animator eye. So we're okay, but the mirror didn't work too well right here, so we need to just kind of stretch that out. And bring this a little bit up. And there we go. Maybe just bring this a little bit further in. And we're good to go. And the mouth and the nose, we don't really need to worry about that. That should be fine where it is. Now after you've done that, you can test out everything right here. You can test out you can test out the head rotation, for example. If I select the head rotation.
Down, left, right, and some natural movement. Up.
Alright, and you can just press stop, and you can test out the, the facial expressions.
Angry. Sad.
And everything else as well, including your lip sync, your eye blinking, and everything like that. But for now, let's just go ahead and go to the next step. So in next, you can see now we have our facial orientation. Now if your character's face is kind of, facing to the side, you can change that a little bit. You can see the outline right there. Let's just keep it, our character's pretty head on, so we'll just keep it the way it was. And the face style, you can choose, nose, long noses, box-shaped faces, large chins. And this Crazy Talk animator will just morph different parts of the face more than others. Mr. Onion here is pretty round, so we'll just select the round profile. And we'll go ahead and press OK. And it'll ask you if you want to replace the head for the selected actor. We can select yes, because we already have that sprite-based head saved. And you can see it just kind of positions down here where the original bone is. So let's just go ahead, select our character's head, and bring that up right there. And then we're good to go. And now what I want to do is, we can go back to stage mode. But first what I want to do is I want to replace my character's eyes and mouth. So let's go ahead to the Content Manager. In the Head tab, you can see we have folders for Morph Eye and Morph Mouth. So I'm going to select the Morph Eye first. You can see we have like cartoon eyes, Japanese anime eyes, animal eyes, comic eyes, and human eyes. Let's take a look at, for example, the cartoon eyes. If we go down here, we can select, all kinds of cool looking eyes, like this Cartoon 02 template. And you can see what that does to my character's eyes right there. It looks pretty cool. Maybe we can select an anime eye. And, choose something like this light blue one, or even something with a little bit of a larger iris right there. So this one looks fairly suitable right here, so we'll just keep it at this one right here. And then let's move on to the Morph Mouth. So we'll go to the Morph Mouth tab, and you can see we have all kinds of different ones for humans. These ones are fairly realistic. Maybe these ones are a little bit bleached, but you can choose any one of these. You can choose a toddler teeth, for example. But as you can see that these teeth are fairly realistic. He'll just open his mouth and you can see it. They look fairly realistic. We can choose, gold teeth as well. Give him more of a pirate look, something like that. If we wanted more of a cartoon look, we can choose one of these ones as well. The comic styles down here. So we choose these comic B ones right here. And you can see there he has, that's probably more suitable for this character. So we'll just leave it at that one. And there's all these different templates you can use and try out on your own time. So let's go back now into stage mode and test out our character, our morph-based character. So you can see now, if I zoom in on the character's face, what I can do is we'll go to the facial puppet editor here. There's all these different profiles. So you can see this sad one. You can click to blink the character's eyes again, like that. Maybe something like a happy one right here. And maybe we want one that has shows his teeth a bit more. Let's choose this dude right here, this kind of jester looking dude. You can see he's very, you can see the teeth right there. Looks fairly devious. Kind of just giving a little bit of a smirk with his mouth. And there's all kinds of different profiles you can, experiment with and test out. So that's, you can have fun with that. And in addition, like I mentioned before with the sprite-based characters, you can also use the, facial key editor right here. So if I do the funnel lip, you can see the difference between the sprite-based character's face and the morph-based character. You can see with the morph-based head that this, it's just gradually kind of morphing the character mesh to create those expressions, as opposed to doing the sprite replacement. And you can of course go here as well. So for example, I took the eyebrows, click and drag, and move those down or up. We can do that as well, and you can have fun on your own time with that. In addition, like I mentioned before, with our sprite-based character, we didn't actually replace all of the phonemes for the automatic lip sync, but this character, with the morph-based characters, it automatically uses the the ones that are built in with the face template that are the mouth template that I used. So, for example, if I go to create a script, we can use text to speech, for example, to say something like, "Hey everybody, I have a morph-based head. Nice to meet you." Something like that. And you just keep it at the default voice right here. Go ahead and press OK.
Hey everybody, I have a morph-based head. Nice to meet you.
Alright, so then you can see our character walking along, talking. And if we want to add some expression onto that as well, we can go back to frame 1, use our facial puppet editor. We'll just use something like this. Use our happy profile like that. Okay, that works. We'll just press, go ahead and press record.
Hey everybody, I have a morph-based head. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so there we, layered that facial animation over top of the lip syncing, and that's basically all there is to it for your facial animation. We'll close on the puppet editor, and of course, maybe I want to save this head as well if I don't want to go through that procedure of the facial fitting and everything like that again. So in the same custom tab, head folder right here, I'll just go ahead and add, and then we can go ahead and add this, maybe save this as morph onion like that. And you can see in the thumbnail that there's a slight difference. The morph-based head right there is showing the kind of eyes like that, and the sprite-based head is showing those types of eyes right there. Alright, so that's basically all there is to it, to character face creation, head creation in Crazy Talk Animator 2. We will have more detailed future tutorials on creating characters with Flash templates and all that stuff as well. So stay tuned for that. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at developer@reallusion.com or check out our forums as well. So thanks for watching.